بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. I hope you are all well. Inshallah ta'ala, on this Saturday evening, I can see a lot going on our Telegram group, and we are receiving a lot of messages. We ask for your patience as we go through, inshallah ta'ala, today, some of the questions or some of the sort of clarification for things that you would perhaps have questions for is not making sense to you, inshallah ta'ala, today. So the whole point of today is to just get into the packages and talk about the packages, and specifically be able to familiarize ourselves with the Nusuk platform and how to navigate through the packages, inshallah ta'ala. So once again, thank you for joining, and those who are watching later on. I know some of you are going to watch it later on. Barakallah fikum for joining and watching. I hope it is useful. Obviously, we will be continuing answering questions post today, inshallah, from Monday onwards. We'll also be having Q&As, just specifically on Q&As sessions, drop-in sessions. The next one planned is for Monday, inshallah ta'ala, for about an hour, and we'll continue to do so accordingly, inshallah. So let's begin. First and foremost, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uh, to make it easy for us to accept our intentions, and that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grants us the ability to be able to secure our Hajj package. We are doing what we can, and this is part of the tawakkul in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that you have to do all to make all the means of preparation. And some of you obviously are still going through verification, so we'll talk about that as well, inshallah. So nothing to worry about as of yet. We still have some time, inshallah ta'ala. So these are the topics that we're covering now: custom package and public package, and then package viewing and comparing and selection. We'll do a live demo, and then some advice about how to secure your package, and some Q&A, and some other important information bi'idhnillahi tabaraka wa ta'ala. So just quickly, obviously we're now on just in regards to our Hajj 2025 booking timelines that we previously shared with you. Please be aware, obviously, whatever information we share with you is as we have received it, and that's something to be aware of. Some people are raising their hands. If you kindly jot down your questions so that we can answer you straight away when the Q&A opens up. Barakallah fikum. Once again, those timelines and those information that we're giving, always have in mind that there may be slight changes, just like we noticed that on the 20th of Rajab, which is equivalent to 20th of January, the package viewing was supposed to go on live, but only a couple of days ago it actually came live for us to view. And there are going to be technical challenges, not only now, even at the time of booking. Inshallah, this is something that you have to be sort of, inshallah, prepared for, inshallah, for those challenges. So right now, package viewing is going on, and most packages we, Hasan Travel, are supporting are available for viewing now, alhamdulillah. We'll be running through what we have as of today, and actually we'll be sharing videos on each and every package on how to go to the end in terms of booking and configuring it into your cart. Be aware that sometimes there may be, and it's still a possibility until booking day, that some minor changes and additions may come in before the booking day. Additional packages that perhaps are not live will be showing, inshallah ta'ala. Now, once you've configured your package, you need to ensure that you top up your e-wallet with the sufficient funds, inshallah ta'ala, and we'll come to that later on. So now we have two terms, brothers and sisters. Okay, we mentioned before, and then I mentioned to you in previous webinars, initially in webinar 1 and 2, based on last year's information, that custom package was packages that were in actual fact this year as it is as global package. So it's the other way around now. So they've changed the naming. So we want to go by what the names that Nusuk is using. So let's understand it. Custom packages are packages that are specific to the country. Okay. And that means if you're from France, then you'll have a package that is from the custom packages, where it's got a France logo, or sometimes there are packages I've seen without even the logos, but when you actually go forward and you try to configure it, you see that the flight is from Charles de Gaulle's, Paris, flight from Paris. So you need to be aware of that. Now, where it says the British flag, you know that it's from UK, and anyone from Ireland or from local to UK who wants to join on this can do so. It doesn't mean that, it just means that the flight will embark or depart from this particular country. So custom packages is country package specific uh, uh, sort of country specific packages which have attached to it group flights or flights that are attached to it. Okay, so um, it is still expected that all packages with group flights that is country specific will be available to book on the date that was specified, which is here 9th of February, brothers and sisters. 9th of February, we did ask that, and somebody posed quite a very good question on the group, that since there's been a delay on the viewing of packages, what will happen in regards to the booking? Will that be sort of, that timing set off or, delayed or extended? As of now, it's still the 9th of February. However, if that changes, we will inform you and you'll know because you won't be able to book. And, from the groups and from all the people involved and all the pilgrims involved, you're always searching and you're always checking, mashallah, so the information will come very quick and fast and you'll know that. But if, let's just say it is, inshallah ta'ala, 9th of February, we have to be prepared before that. Okay, so that's important. And if you're asking about the timing, okay, we cannot say. Okay, that if that information comes to us, then we will relay that to you. Okay. Um, and just ensure that you're joined to our Telegram. And I appreciate it. Once again, I want to apologize to all of those who are finding it really overwhelming on the Telegram group, brothers and sisters. And maybe you're not looking at the phone all the time, and not everyone looks at the phone all the time. It is a little bit of a, I can say it's difficult, and I appreciate that it is, we as Hasan Travel, we understand that, that form of communication, and so many people messaging it gets difficult. But how do you go around it? The best way to go around it is look at the announcements as opposed to the support chat group. And if there's important information, it will be on the announcements. So do look out for that. Otherwise, if there's something, a call to action required, something required from you, something's happening, right? Always announcements is where you want to look at for sort of latest information or something that is needed from the pilgrims or from our side. Again, we have WhatsApped you, messaged you, emailed you through the different channels. I know everyone do not use the same form of sort of communication. So, apologize if we're just sort of sending you out so much, sort of hopefully not spam, but you know what I mean, like send you out so much messages. But the whole point is to grab your attention, and so that everybody is with us, inshallah ta'ala, and informed. Now, 14th of February is the date that was given, 15th of Sha'ban, equivalent to 15th of Sha'ban, for the global package sales, which we referred to before. And that is now known as the public packages. So you have on one hand, you have the um, custom package, and then you have the public package. So the public package is a package open to all, and that includes people from UK, pilgrims from UK. So pilgrims who join us from worldwide countries outside of the UK, and there are many I know in the group and who have spoken to me as well. May Allah bless you. Well, we look forward for you to join us, inshallah, and also pilgrims who want to join, but they found a package that's on a public package. They also will be able to book on the 14th of February via custom flights through the GDS, which is a live search booking system in Nusuk. Now the question, excuse me. So now the question is, we're going to come to that, inshallah, about securing packages. If you're from UK, do try and go for a group booking, a group flight. But but at the same time, there will be opportunity to book on the GDS packages, the public packages, because there is a quota set for that as well. And many quota which do not get filled across the world will be then pushed to the GDS. So imagine there's many countries where there aren't that many pilgrims, right? Wanting, but they have a quota. That quota, when it becomes unused, will be from that phase two or phase three, some people call it, but the point is in the global package sales. So there will be an opportunity, inshallah ta'ala, still for those who are wanting to join packages on that on the global packages or the public packages. So the term we want to use is public packages. I'm using the word global. So public packages. Um, if a package does not, yeah, so as I mentioned, if a package does not have any more group flights, Pilgrim can still join. I'm repeating this again by purchasing custom flights during this stage, inshallah ta'ala, through this live search bookable system, inshallah. Right, so custom package versus public package, brothers and sisters. Custom package on your left-hand side, just to sort of make it more clearer. For example, include flights from the UK to Saudi Arabia. Okay, and the booking date is 9th February, inshallah ta'ala. So it's who are they suitable for? It can be suitable for UK-based groups, custom packages. And as just a few moments ago I alluded to, it is possible. Somebody asked me this, two people asked me this from the group actually, two families, that it is possible that if you book a custom package from another nearby country, okay, perhaps flights are cheaper or they found the package is more suitable for them, you know. Um, and I mentioned, I think, Charles de Gaulle's Paris. So there's a package on Sira that will go from Paris. Then if you get an hour's flight or a Eurostar, you can join that package. Also, that's no problem at all. If you secure that, you just need to ensure that you arrive at the airport before that flight from Paris, and inshallah, you'll be fine. Okay, so obviously you need to make your own travel arrangements from UK to that particular country if you're leaving from there, but it has to be on the Nusuk portal. And if you want to join us, all you have to do is just inform us that you're going for this package beforehand, and then post booking, inshallah, subject to your successful booking, we will send out forms for everyone. And you just let us know which package you have booked so that we can cross check that information, and then you're assigned to us, inshallah ta'ala. Now, public packages on the right hand side, so that's custom packages. So now we know custom packages is group flights. Most of you already going through the website, you can see that. Public packages, no fixed flight attached with package, but pilgrims add flights themselves from any available destination. And on that note, some people from Qatar who are joining us, or some people from other places, they can choose on this, these packages suitable for them. Or perhaps some people are traveling and they're in another country, so they can book from there and then come, but they have to purchase the public package as opposed to the custom package. And this is open to applicants from all of the 160 countries supported by Nusuk, and booking date is 14th February, inshallah ta'ala, as well. If it gets delayed, we will know that as well. So again, suitable for UK pilgrims looking for more specific package and flight combination. You might see that on the group custom packages, something's not suitable for you, but you find something on the public package. On Sira, I can see there's HSR Gold. Also, there's a couple more we've shared. Absolutely, the deluxe ones. And you can actually go on them as well. There's no issue with that. Those who are non-UK based pilgrims joining or wishing to join Hasan Travel, they can use the public packages and join us, inshallah ta'ala. So this is with regards to public and custom packages, custom package and public package. We're going to go through that shortly on the screen anyway, so no worries. Right, so very important, brothers and sisters, types of payments accepted. We did this a few times, but unfortunately, this was as per our information, previous information that we received, and we saw lots and lots of people booked last year, and based off that information. But obviously, banks change their sort of policies or the security issues or security measures or whatever reason. So Revolut doesn't seem to be going through for many people. There are many people who have now messaged that money that didn't go through returned back to Revolut. So alhamdulillah, for those who are worried about that, If it doesn't go through, it will come back to your account, inshallah ta'ala. But perhaps use Monzo, use Starling or others. Again, with a disclaimer from our side, we can't, tell you about a bank how it's going to work, but you have to try your best from your side. The reason we advise these cards is for the bank rate. Somebody spoke to me about 2 hours ago, or 3 hours, and they mentioned that they're going to use their Barclay card, standard Barclay card to pay. Again, just those who've joined now, remember that if you use your standard conventional banks, if you don't have a global sort of special sort of account where they have special rates or no fees on those payments, international sort of purchases, then you will get hit hard by um, the exchange rate fees. So please be aware. Those who want to make a bank transfer, you're absolutely welcome to do so. But ensure that you follow it up. Make sure that the IBAN is correct. Every detail must be correct. Okay, when you're sending that over, and perhaps add some money. When we go through the slides, I'll ask Muhtadi to mention how much money to put extra for the bank transfer fee, and some some just a sort of a safety net amount. So we'll talk about that, and in our coming webinars we'll discuss that if needed, inshallah ta'ala. So, brothers and sisters, um, we need to get used to configuring our package on Nusuk. So when at the end of configuring a package, this is how your dashboards should look like. You should say, my package, Jameel Premium 200, 12 days package, and the amount that I need to pay. If it's just me, this is how much it's costing me. If there's two people, it'll be around 87,000, and so on, reals. Okay, so now your total figure that you need to top up, okay, for the day. And this is something that is important that you do, inshallah ta'ala, in the next coming days. So we move straight into packages. So these are the packages, and look up at the top of the screen. Just want you to pay attention to this, brothers and sisters, which is that, let me see if I can get my, um, so if you see up here, updated 1st of Feb 2025. So yesterday something was sent out to you, or perhaps earlier. So what happens is if there's any updates, we will have the latest update sheet. Okay. So just to note, the first set of packages is Sira Group Holding Mawasim, and these are all the custom package which is included with a flight. Okay. And you can see MAW Premium and MAW Premium 2 are they're actually, you can see the pricing is like economy packages, but the Hotel Voco is known as a 4 to 5, actually 5-star hotel. So hence, and a 4-star, so then it becomes a premium. Okay. Um, so the price is like economy, but it's a very good package. And Voco Makkah, as far as I know, everyone who stayed there have good things to say about it. And we know about the hotel. We have pilgrims who've stayed there. Within the hotel, there are many facilities, shopping and everything. And it has, in Umrah time, it has shuttle service to the Haram. In Hajj, it may be difficult, but one thing to bear in mind, it is walkable to Haram. It is a bit of a distance, 1.5 kilometers, or a bit more than that. But at the same time, in Hajj time, I want you to all be aware, wherever you're staying, if you're staying in Azizia or any place, when you're trying to hail a taxi, the time it takes to hail a taxi and then get a taxi and then go through traffic in Hajj is something that you have to take into consideration. And one thing maybe that we can say, at least, alhamdulillah, this is a very good hotel, and you're not really going to Azizia, staying there throughout the whole time, then in that sense it is very, you should consider this as well if your budget is tight as well, and remember that, and you're not looking to move from two residences because it's non-shifting. So that's an option there. And then you have the next, so those two, and there are a couple more, but we're just keeping to the ones that are similar. You'll find that sometimes packages are split into different names, but they're very similar. There's only difference of one day or something. And this is to do with how they upload the packages onto Nusuk. So don't be sort of overwhelmed and say there's so many. If you see that it suits you, just go for that. And then what will happen is, and it's under this table of packages that we're guiding, then what will happen is because you're staying in the similar nights or the similar accommodation throughout, you'll see that there's a repetition of the same hotels or next door adjacent hotels. Okay, so the next one is MAW Diamond 5, and this has Jabal Umar Hilton Suites. Okay, with the Nasamat Al Bayt. Now, Nasamat Al Bayt, brothers and sisters, somebody asked me where is that hotel because they're looking on Google Maps. I want to answer that question. Nasamat Al Bayt is actually used to be called Nasabat Al Khair. So if you see Nasamat Al Khair, just type that in. That is Nasamat Al Bayt. The name has changed. The new management has taken over. Okay, so nothing to worry about there. And you can see they're very decent hotel, good standard. Um, in general, hotels outside of the Haram area are different in the way they're built, the way their management is, and the style that they have. Um, so you can see in the shifting, luxury shifting, Nasamat Al Bayt, Jabal Umar Hilton Suites, and View Hotel. Okay, and then you continue same. So all of those would be, in essence, the same package. Okay, because Jabal Umar Conrad is directly next door to Hilton Suites. Okay, so Hyatt Regency, Jabal Umar, and Hilton Suites are all adjacent to one another. Okay, so on that note, obviously, in terms of guidance, the senior shuyukh are available, and there will be staff as well from our team, and they'll be liaising from each of the hotels. But at the same time, the senior sheikh will guide that group together. Okay, and in Hajj, those who are in Sira group holding bookings, they will be together in the camps, inshallah ta'ala. Okay, so in Mu'aysim camp. So that's something to just clarify for those who are asking the question about the Sheikh. And obviously, we know that Sheikh Abu Abdullah Yunus, my very good friend and colleague, he will be guiding this group, and I will be there as well as a senior with him, but also with Abdul Latif Jamil, inshallah ta'ala. So just to give an idea, so our team are sort of there's a senior team, senior scholars. My father, Sheikh Mahmoud Jallo, all scholars will be there. But again, subjects to logistics and the way the organization is, inshallah ta'ala, we'll be able to give you more information as and when we receive bi'idhnillah. You have Abdul Latif Jamil services as well, brothers and sisters. So you have Sira Group Holding and you have Jamil 200, very popular, a lot of people looking at that. And Jamil 203 has not been published yet on Nusuk. Okay. And then you have Jamil, so that's coming, and that is Majar al Kabsh. And then Jamil Shifting 500 at a very, very good price, I must say, with the flight included, 18 days total. Um, um, yeah, and then you have Jamil 502 again. And notice how all of the Sira ones in general, the Medina is from 10th or 13th June to 16th, in that kind of category, or 16th to 19th, but more so after Hajj. As opposed to Abdul Latif Jamil, their ones Medina is first and then Mecca. Okay, there might be slight on one or two of them differences, but majority are like this. Okay. We also have, so this is, and the right at the bottom, you have Jameel 700, which is also a good one from Manchester, with included flight on Emirates. And this is also with Dar al Iman Intercontinental. So this is, I think the day somebody mentioned is, there could be an error here in terms of the days, but always go by Nusuk. Just check Nusuk, inshallah. This is just to give you an idea, an indication of the packages that we're going to be guiding, inshallah ta'ala. Now these are the custom, sorry, see, I've used that word. So these are the public packages whereby you choose your own flight and you book that flight. And so there's quite a lot of options, mashallah. Asala Plus, which is Voco. Again, notice how these are the same as the previous ones, just the flight needs to be added, and that's why the name is different. So all it is that you just, so if you book any of these as well, you're still with us and you're in the same hotel. Okay. In the same way, you have here MAW Diamond 18, MAW Deluxe. Okay, these two, the Jabal Umar Hayat Regency. Okay, post Hajj. The dates are coincide with the same hotels, Conrad and Hilton Suites, beside one another. So our shuyukh will be managing those this package or guiding those pilgrims, inshallah ta'ala. And then you have Sheraton Jabal Al Kaaba, Sheraton Jabal Al Kaaba. This is Diamond 17 and HSR Gold Global. I've seen a lot of people looking at this one as well. And you can see it's like your 11 nights, more or less, um, in right next to the Haram on this one. Okay, so it's not far, it's next door to Anjum, more or less. And you've got Razana Roda a couple of nights only. Okay, so this is a very good one as well. So these are things that we need to be aware of. And I think having a discussion with some of our team members on packages, like, what do you think, brother? This is what I need. This is what, I'm taking an elderly person, or I'm actually going with I'm thinking about shifting and non-shifting, and I'm not sure what's better. To give that variation and the options. Some people say, well, I don't want to, I want to go and do my Hajj first and then go to the hotels and enjoy myself. Then they go on the shifting, for example. But then there might be some people say, no, I want to just, I'm not fussed about the hotel. I just want to be in a place where I can wash my, have a shower, get ready, and go to Haram, and spend the whole day there. So maybe, and it's a 5-star hotel, but it's just not right next to the Haram. Why? And then you see the price is significantly lower in that, and you're staying the whole duration, like in Voco Makkah, uh, as you can see. Yeah. So there's different options, brothers and sisters, and sometimes it's overwhelming, and I totally appreciate that, brothers and sisters. You go on and like, is it this one or that one, and all this information, and then is it included? Is this included? Is that included? Somebody asked me, is umbrellas included? Umbrellas are, I think, at this stage not so important. I mean, umbrella is a matter of you can purchase it there, inshallah ta'ala, with utmost respect, to yourself. May Allah bless you. The most important thing is to secure your package, okay, and to choose something that is munasib and suitable for you, inshallah, and the rest. But actually, on the page where on the final page of what you have configured, it will say to you that even they even mentioned to the detail about rosary beads, tasbih, rosary beads is included, for example. Okay, so I mean, I wouldn't look at that as a main focus. I'd look at the other parts. The dates are important. A lot of people have work issues, so those things are, but remember, you may have to compromise in something, and this is something that we'll discuss in a moment, inshallah. Okay, so what should I do now, brothers and sisters? Get for This is the most important thing for everyone, and I need you to be aware that this, and pay attention, brothers and sisters. Very important. If those who have joined who haven't been verified, and I know there are many of you who haven't been, and inshallah ta'ala, physically I will call for you, every single for every person who's not verified. Muhtadi and myself will be calling. So please bear with us. Tomorrow onwards, we'll call Nusuk directly for you. Reach out to us if you're having issues still getting verified. Some people messaged me and then they never got back to me afterwards. Like, I asked them a question and then they never got back to me. So I don't know. Others asked me and I got busy yesterday. Yesterday was a very busy day for me in terms of speaking to people and planning and speaking to the Mecca team. We're also working diligently behind the scenes and pushing. And we'll talk about what we're trying to do, inshallah, shortly. But the first thing, just to reiterate, brothers and sisters, what should I do now? Get verified in Nusuk if you haven't already, and reach out to our team in the next few days for support, inshallah. Number two, you're already verified, you've already topped up, mashallah. View the packages we are supporting and configure the package into your cart now. Configure it to your cart right now. Do not wait until the 9th. Some people mention to me, I'm on holiday or I'm away, and when I come back, I'll top up on the 9th. That's not going to work. You need to be, now's the time. Before, we're not asking you to do anything. Today, we're asking you configure your package and put it into your cart, inshallah ta'ala. and just sit tight and make dua and prepare your wallet with the sufficient funds. Also, have a backup package, at least two. Okay, so you say, okay, this one from Sira is good, or this one from Jamil is good, but I'm going to have a backup one in case that doesn't is not available the day I go to click and I can't book it. Okay, so may Allah forbid that. May Allah make it that it's so easy for you, inshallah ta'ala. And this year, the way the Nusuk is working, it seems to be that it's gonna go live, and even there may not be a waiting system, meaning like you know how there's a queue. It's just whoever gets on first and is able to book will be able to book, as opposed to last year, those who were there last year. So this is very important to bear in mind. So what do you need to do? Sit down now, think, okay, this package one, package two, package three. Bismillah. Yani, inshallah, if you're joining Hasan Travel and if the packages, inshallah, work out, bi'idhnillah, then you select it and put it into configure it to your cart. Don't wait until the 9th. And then top up your wallet with that sufficient funds. Now, on that note, if you are booking, right, and then you were not able to, you wanted to book one, two, and three, and it never worked out, there will be chance later on. There will be more phases. This is something we want to reiterate. And you need to have sufficient funds because when you're searching on the GDS, which is the live portal to sort of search flights, right? Um, um, so the flights will um, sort of change. The flights will go up and down, fluctuate between and more than likely it will go up and up. So don't look at the lower figure, think of the higher figure. If I'm looking at a flight now and I'm configuring it and it's showing up as £1,400, £1,500, it may go up to or £1,300, and then it may go up to about £1,800 at the time of booking because so many people are trying to book that. And I want to say to you that last year people paid up to £2,000 for flights on the GDS, okay? And this was normal. People paid it because they want to go to Hajj, and that seat is important to get those seats. And a lot of the flights were on GDS. So this year, it's kind of like half and half. So please do bear that in mind and put as much money as you can. Extra is no harm, especially if you're going on the GDS search, and then you're secure. Then you're okay. You're ready to book. Okay. So top up your e-wallet with sufficient funds and be ready for the 9th and 14th respectively, whichever one you're going for. Some people have asked the question 9th or 14th, which one? Like if there's a package I really like on 14th, there will be an opportunity. Even on the 9th, there will be many people who won't be able to book, by the way. Okay. And I have to be realistic and tell you how it is. The system is like this, where so many people are trying to book, and the quota will go very quickly. So if you're configured into your cart now, then there's more likely chance to secure initially. However, that doesn't mean to say that all the spaces will go. There will be more space, okay, on the 14th onwards, or whichever time the public sales sort of come out. Remember, there's a percentage of packages that must be through the Nusuk, which are global, global, and that global quota will not be used fully, for sure. So there will be enough, and there were people that gave sort of given up last year. I met, they just said, forget it. I'm gonna um sort of get a refund, and I don't want to go and stuff like that. But persevere, inshallah ta'ala, you'll be able to go. So that's the key advice. People were booking all the way until just before Hajj, by the way, last year. The site was open. Okay, so be aware of that. Okay, there's always a chance. And we will hold Q&A regularly, inshallah. Next session is this Monday. We'll send the links, inshallah. So, to ensure that we are your guides, register with hasantravel.com/Hajj 2025. I have spoken to multiple people who have been in the group and generally speaking to us for a couple of months, but they still haven't filled this form in. I'm not sure why, so please do that so we can ensure that we are your guides. And I'm going to move on to pass it on to Muhtadi. I'm not sure where the slide's gone. I've missed a slide somewhere. Brother Muhtadi, please come and show us the website of Nusuk and some packages. May Allah bless you. So I've been short today, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. Jazakumullah khairan for attending this evening for the webinar. So are you able to see my screen, Mishkat? Or
I'm going to stop sharing and then you can share.
okay,
Yeah, you can see your screen.
you can see my screen. Okay. So at the moment, most people should be able to, when they log into their dashboard and they click on dashboard, they should be able to see welcome back. Their wallet should be active. It's only 116 days from the Hajj, inshallah. And before I do the demo, I just wanted to bring to attention some of the buttons at the top here. This is your basket. It's not that clear, but it is your basket. And in future, when you want to see your packages, or if you have something in your basket and you want to change and configure another one, you won't be able to unless you remove that. So I have the MAW Diamond 5 for now configured in my basket. If I was to click that, it would go straight to the configuration page, but we'll get to that. But before I do that, I'm going to remove this package for the purpose of demos.
Americans use the word cart.
Yeah. So now I'm starting fresh. I'm clicking first on the packages on the top here. You click on packages, and it will bring you to the main page of all the programs. Every single program that you see here on Nusuk is available to you, and that's why it's displayed. But we want to bring you straight to our two preferred service providers. You can either type the name in here, or what will be easier is maybe just to scroll down and come to your service provider and select either Sierra or Abdul Latif Jamil. Okay, so for this one, I'll just do a Sierra group holding demo for now. When you click on this, you will see all of the programs that Mawasim Sierra have on offer. For now, they have about 3 or 4 pages. I will probably do, which one shall I go for? Let's see. You can click on the next pages and go see all the packages. And you have overview here. For example, this is a public package, MySim, 19 days, and so on. And we've given you the table with the exact names as per what we want to push you towards in terms of being as part of our group. This button here is not clear for people, but you can continue. If it says more, you can click next and go to other pages. Some people weren't aware of that, and so on. So I think I'll go with probably the MAW Deluxe for now, which is a public package in MySim, 19 days. And there's a button here, for example, with likes. You can see that a lot of people, about 356 people are quite keen on this one, or they like it and they put it on there. The likes will tell you what sort of demand people are looking at and how popular it is. You can click on the heart here to kind of add your like to that. Now to go into the package, you click on view details. And I would recommend people please do this on a computer or a laptop and not your mobile, because it's a lot more easier to navigate and to see all the information, because some people are messaging and contacting us saying we're trying to go through, but not all the buttons are showing on their phone. So here you can see the name of the package, and it will be telling you the price starting from, and you'll notice that it says excluding the flight. As we know, the package is sold as a land package first, with the flight attached, either through a group flight or a custom flight from the GDS. On this page, you'll have an overview of everything, what you have included, and so on. For example, this is a 19-night program with 16 nights in Mecca, 3 nights in Medina. And this particular package is a shifting program. So the first accommodation will be Nasamat al-Bayt, arriving on 31st of May to the 10th of June. So this is, your hotels are available from the 31st of May, which means, sorry, this is arriving first in Medina, my apologies. So this is arriving to Medina first on the 28th of May into the 31st of June. So the first flight that we will select on the next page will only be allowed to done from the 28th of May. You cannot fly in on the 25th or 24th because your accommodation starts from the 28th. So you see all the information clearly there, and you can go down and you'll see the camp that you're in, which is predominantly in Al Muaisim camp, which is where the majority of people from Nusuk Hajj will be. Of course, your ground transportation between the cities and Mashar is covered by the packages. And service providers may offer alternative means of transport with the railway. So if that's available, they will provide it. If not, then it will be definitely by coach and so on. And this particular area, the package service, it will tell you what's included. So you've got the brown tick boxes, what's in, what is going to be included. This particular one here is a green dollar sign to tell you that the air travel is required as an essential, but will be chargeable. So it says available at additional fees, and so on. So you can go through all of this and look at the cancellation policies. Now, just one thing I would say is right now, if you are looking to go for Hajj, it's probably a good thing to be sure you're going to go, not to try and book something and then say, I want to cancel later, because space is premium and you only want to book if you're really serious of going. Of course, if an emergency comes up or something happens that stops you from going, then these cancellation policies will apply. Now, you're probably thinking, what do I do now? It's great information. How do I go next? You won't see the configure button until you scroll all the way down. So you need to come right down to the bottom till you come to this brown banner where it says the starting price from again. And then you see this configure package. Now, this is very important because when you're going to book, you need to be able to configure and add to your cart. So if you're there, you don't see the button. If you scroll down, you see the button. So you need to be sure that you know how to navigate this. So we click on configure and we come to the next page. Now, at the time of booking, this was very quick. It was fast. On the 9th and onwards, it will be probably very slow and lagging. Just be patient. Don't be refreshing or clicking and risking getting logged out and so on. Just be, trust the website to load. Now, on this particular package, you'll see now the room configuration. So for a shifting package, you will have 3 columns. For a non-shifting, it will just be Mecca and Medina. And they always display Mecca first and then Medina at the end, regardless if Medina is first or not. So you'll notice even though Mecca Hyatt Regency is at the end, it's just on this column and Medina is there. Now, the room type is important. On Nusuk, we've not seen this is the 3rd year now of Nusuk, we've not seen any package with a single room, and there probably will not be because it doesn't make sense. It's not cost effective and it reduces the number of people that they can cater for in terms of package capacity. This one does have a double room occupancy, so this is why I thought it'd be a good one to demonstrate. A lot of people are looking for double rooms, so this particular package does provide you double rooms. And this one also does in the Aziziyah part, in Nasamat al-Bayt. So for those that are looking for, I want to have a double room, maybe consider this package because it's quite a good option. On my profile, I only have one person, so I can only click +1. So normally, as a single person, you'd probably go for a quad room, which is the cheapest. Notice how I can only do one. I cannot do more than the number of people on my profile. If I had 3 people, 4 people, I'll be clicking +++ until I get to the number of people required. You can, to answer the question for many people, they said, can I have multiple combinations? I may have selected potentially a double room here. And then as I'm thinking, actually, I'm going to be segregated brothers and sisters in Mina, so I want to make some friends and have some, a cheaper package. So I'll do a quad in Aziziyah. And then in Medina, I want to go also for cheap because it's very short time. I'm not really too bothered. So you can do a combination like that, or you can go all the way and do a quad. You can play around. If it lets you select it, that means it's available. And that's the key answer. Okay. So when you're doing that, you'll see, notice on the right-hand side how your package price slightly changes according to your bed chosen. And then you simply click next and you go to the next page. So it should come to your additional services. Now, some of the programs like Abdul Latif Jamil may have a bus sign showing tours. This one, all of them will show wheelchair available upon request. For people who have mobility issues or who would potentially maybe need some support for long walks, you can click plus, or for vast majority, it'll just be 0, and you go to the next page. So this particular package, and I wanted to show you this one because so that people can understand how the custom flights work. It doesn't have a flight for a group flight. So you're like, okay, you scroll down and you come to the custom flight. And this is where you will select a flight, sorry, based on your personal requirements. So when you click on this, it will come to the custom flight module, which is a typical flight search thing as you would have on anywhere on Skyscanner or any other airline website. But it's run by Al Musafir, which is, mashallah, part of the Sierra group. So it's, powered by them. Now you have a round trip. Round trip means whatever city you put here will come back from there. For most people, they will select multi-city because they want to fly in or fly out from the, Makkah, Jeddah or Medina. So I live in London. I want to travel from London and I want to travel into Medina because I'm going to Medina first. And I want to fly back from Jeddah into London. Automatically, the dates are given here based on my package earliest date of check-in and the latest date of checkout. If I wanted to change that, I could go in later and leave earlier, but I'm happy with the dates because I want to stay that number of days. One thing to notice on the custom flights is the 6th of the Hijjah, or up until this date, which is the 2nd of June, you can only travel in with Saudi Airlines. Now, one of the brothers and sisters did mention before that I'm trying to select a flight, which is Qatar Air or British Airways, and it wasn't letting me, because if you go past the 31st of May, it can only be Saudi Airlines. Otherwise, anything up to 31st of May can be any other airlines, regardless of Jeddah or Medina, and so on. And again, the first flight out from Saudi Arabia permitted is the 10th of June, and so on. So this is just to get you guys ready in advance that why is it not letting me proceed even though showing the flight, because it's not a valid flight for your Hajj program. So I will click on show flights and it will display hopefully all of the different options. So this is a live search availability. So today's live flight prices based on, nearly 6:30 in the UK here, on the 1st of February. This is the pricing that is coming up. And a recommended one immediately comes up, the cheapest one, and also the fastest one. Now, you'll see a massive difference straight away. Saudi is starting from about 9,900 riyals as opposed to 5,600 with Qatar Air. So, I'm happy with the short stopover, no problem. You can see all of the flight details. You'll see multiple options. In fact, sometimes there's too many, it gets confusing. But it's important that you click on the view flight details and you're able to add, look at the flight timings and everything and select. This will have all of the information, what's required. So this is quite easy. Most people are okay with booking flights. For those that have difficulties, then obviously this is why I started with this one first. I will then go back and do the group demo, which we've got the videos already for, which we're posting in the group after this session. So you need to make sure all of your information is correct. Now, if you're already verified, then your information will be correct, but make sure you double check that everything is there, your date of birth, your passport number, and you click on I accept, or I've read the terms and conditions, and you click submit. So this part here will do lots of like loading and stuff, and on the day, things will be causing, panic for you, saying what's happening. I'm getting it says confirmed, or it's doing something, or so on. You'll get these pop-up boxes. You just click OK and let it do what it does, and eventually you will come into this section here. Now, for the custom flights at the moment, on the global packages, a lot of people have been asking this question, why is it showing these? Because obviously on a group, you'll have a bus already available, but when you're coming as smaller, cohorts, then you will have an option to either add your transport of either a private car or a Haramain train. So I'll select a car and I'll put the, whichever one applies for me, because I'm on my own, I want to go on the cheapest one. And similarly, when I'm leaving, I want to take a car and so on, and click next. Notice how on the right-hand side it's adding all the total and making your package price display at the bottom there. And then you come to the review page or the configuration details. This part, you'll be able to see everything that you've selected. So before you click, at the moment, it says save configuration. On the day of booking, there'll be a book now button that appears here. It's very important that you read everything and you know that you've booked this, as per how you require. You can even, press Control P and print and keep a screenshot. And we do recommend people keep a screenshot of the package that they book, so that post-booking is easy to tally up what they booked and what they thought they booked. You can see all of the details, what's included and so on. And yeah, the package pricing is all very clear, including the VAT and all of the other taxes involved. So when you select your package based on the table that we provided you, we need you to go through your package that you prefer. And after you've come to this final page, you need to click Save Configuration. You'll get a pop-up box at the moment because almost all the programs on Nusuk at the moment will say there's a lot of people interested in it. You still click OK, and then you click Save Configuration. So now MAW Deluxe is on my cart, and I can click on this and go back to it any time. And it should come back straight to this page. So when you log in on the day of booking, you should be able to click on that, come here, it will do a research, and then it should let you check out with the new button here saying book now. And you can always access your cart by looking up here and doing that. Now I'm going to empty this cart and quickly do a group flight demo, because it's very important to understand the two ways of doing it. Is that okay, Mishkat? Or
Yeah, fantastic. You did it really well, mashallah. If there's any questions based on what that you've seen so far, please hold up and hold your question, inshallah.
okay, so that's been removed out.
That package
And
came out at a very good price, 41,000, 8,000 pounds. One thing to bear in mind, I think, is that with the GDS and the live searchable flights, you know, price may fluctuate on the flight. So just have that in mind. That's all.
so here I've given you using the search facility. If you know the package name, you can just type that in exactly and go straight to that. So there's another way of searching, but the search button sometimes on the day of booking can be very slow and lagging, but otherwise you can configure from the left-hand side and select Abdul Latif Jamil and so on. So I'm going to do the premium 200 now and do view details, because this one has a group flight. So this is for the people on the 9th of February to immediately select their package, inshallah. So again, you'll have your overview page, you'll have all the information on there. You know, this is flying into Medina first. This particular display is quite good because it tells you Medina there, the Mecca. It's got the flight information. There's a Wizz Air flight, Valley Hotel in Medina, Anjum in Mecca, Muaisim camp, all of the things that is included, and they're pretty much the same for most of the packages. And then I remember to scroll down to the bottom and find this configure package button. Remember, on the mobile it will be different. We'll try and make a video for mobile for iPhone and Android, but we actually recommend you use a computer for this booking because it's just so much more stable for the web browser on the computer. Now you'll notice, because it's a non-shifting, there's only Makkah and Medina, there's no Aziziyah. And this package at the moment is mainly quad room, and this is mainly to bring the price down and have more availability. So I'll click plus. Notice how the package has gone up in price. You click next, and then it will bring me to this. So I did mention before, so Abdul Latif Jamil have done this specifically. I mean, it's included anyway, but you can click on plus to have the Medina Ziyara. Again, I don't need a wheelchair, and I click next, and it should come to the flight page. Right, so this is how a group flight package will be. So any group flight package for the custom countries on the first phase should have a package already attached, a flight attached to the package. And it will tell you mainly the outbound flight date and the return date. If you want to know the full details of the package, you click on flight details, this small button here, which is sometimes not that clear. You click on that and it will bring up the flight information. Again, some people asking, is this from Heathrow or Gatwick, whatever, it might not be clear all the time. But from what I know, this particular flight is from Gatwick and coming back to Gatwick as well, because the new service that Wizz Air are doing from March is going to be a direct flight from London Gatwick to Jeddah. And this is quite a good option actually. So once you see the flight details, how do you add it? You come down to this small button here, and sometimes it can be a bit sticky, but you make sure you click on it and you see that the flight's been added here, and then you scroll down. Now the website has some problems. Sometimes people can't scroll. You click on this bit and you scroll, and then you come to next. And the reason why I'm saying these few problems, because some people are saying I can't find the button, and they're calling up and they're asking how do I go next. See, look, I've clicked on next, nothing's happening. I have to click on it again, and then it went through. So you will have some bugs, even on the day that might happen. Just bear with it. Now the transport is included for the group one, because the group one will have buses assigned and automatically included. I don't need to select the private car or the train or anything for now. All of the packages will have transport included from your accommodation to Mina, and back for the Mashair, the rituals of Hajj, and so on. Now you click on next, and you should come to the configuration page where you can review everything. And again, it's got my details. It's got the dates and the occupancy that I've selected. My confirmation that I'm in my SIM camp, and any additionals that I've added. I just checked that I've selected the flight from what's the flight details on the package, and so on. And once again, we highly recommend that you keep a screenshot or you do file, print, save as PDF, so you know exactly what you've booked, and later on that it matches what you booked. The reason why I say this, there was one or two instances last year where someone paid for a double room, but for some reason it was showing as a triple room in the back end, and then we went back with the screenshot and it was fixed, and they were given their double room correctly. So we don't want any discrepancies or changes between what you think you booked or what you have booked and what's given out there. And this makes it easier for us to do this on your behalf. So once I'm happy with everything and I see the package price, now with a group, sorry, with a custom package with a group flight, I know this total will be fixed. It's not going to go up. So I can top up. I just put 44,000 in there, a few hundred extra reals, not much extra, but to make sure that I get my package without being short. And I click on save configuration. Again, this warning button will say you click OK, and again OK, and it should come to your cart. Immediately you'll see on your dashboard is there on your basket up here showing on there, and that's it. So when you log in on the day, now that after today, you're going to go in and configure your package, save it, whether it's a custom flight on the global package or whether it's a group flight on the custom package on phase one, you will have it saved on your cart, and then you can on the day just click here, configure package, and go straight to the last page, which is the checkout page. And on that day, there should be a big button in brown saying confirm or book or reserve your place, whichever wording that they use. So for the group ones, in theory, it should group flights, it should work straight away. But for the custom flight, which is on the global package, it may reprice your flight again, and then you have to see if there's anything you need to change or if your flight is not available. So I hope that was clear, team. If there's anything I've missed out, do mention, or if you want to jump on as well. But this is how you go about adding to your cart, and we urge that every single one of you after today goes into Nusuk, gets familiar with playing around with this and adding to your cart and having it visible in your basket or your cart. Okay. Was that okay?
Yeah. Can I jump in for a moment?
Yeah, sure. If there's
So,
anything
just one thing on the group. Sorry, I keep on saying so. Group flight on the custom package.
Yes.
It didn't say the how many kilograms in terms of weight there is, and I just want to reiterate. I think because it's not stated there, because even it says London, it doesn't say which city. Those information can be passed on to you from us, inshallah ta'ala. So he mentioned that it's from Gatwick, and the other thing is that it does have luggage.
Yes.
The amount I'm not sure. I will ask, but it is quite uh, quite a bit of luggage. It's not your normal standard 10 kg or 15 kg. So 30 plus, even it may be 40. I need to check that. I need to.
From what I was told when I was in Saudi a couple of weeks ago, it was about 30 kg for the Wizz Air ones.
Plus
But
Zamzam.
plus Zamzam is for any flight leaving from Hajj. That's not a problem.
Okay, and then on the note of some of the double rooms that people are requesting, Muhtadi, could you touch on that a little bit? Just what's happening and how we can perhaps.
Okay, so there's obviously a huge demand for these shorter dates from all of the service providers, and to accommodate that, a lot of the service providers, and obviously there's a huge cost for having a double room. So what they've done is to make more packages available by having more quad rooms. That's what it seems this year across the board, and by having that, they can accommodate more packages and more people on the shorter date. As well, they've said that post booking, once everything dust is settled, everything's clear, then they will allow people internally. So it will be our role to then send out a form to say to people, anyone who's interested, subject to availability, you can top up and pay directly to the service provider to upgrade to triple or double rooms. Now, on a practical level, I would say that, look, if you're going for Hajj and you're going for a shorter time, maybe consider, look, is your priority to have a double room or is it to perform the Hajj and come back within your dates? I would say even the quad sharing is not a problem because most of your time you're going to be in Mina. You'll have very, very short time in the hotels. And when you are in the hotels, you're going to be spending time in the Haram because you've got that little time anyway. So I wouldn't think that should be a deal breaker for many people who are going first time to Hajj. I know it can sound daunting, but actually the taste and the flavor of Hajj is to be with other brothers and sisters and to enjoy your stay amongst in brotherhood and sisterhood. If it is a case that no, you really want a double room, then you may want to consider some of the shifting packages, which has more availability at the moment that we can see with the double options. And that would mean staying a few days extra rather than being here in the UK, you'd be in Azizia. and maybe that will work better for you because you're less rushed and you can have more time to digest and enjoy the haram post Hajj. So things to consider. Don't just say, "Oh, I have X, Y, Z." And nobody on Nusuk this year, and nobody has managed to get a program that is going to meet 10 out of 10 of their requirements. The aim is to get to an 8 or a 9, and then you're doing well. It's just how Nusuk is, unfortunately, because they're catering for a wide audience to make available to multiple countries. And at the switch of a button, like if you look, there's a third phase potentially as well, where global quota will be assigned. So if someone, for example, in Europe is not utilizing their quota, they'll make it available for anyone. And usually the Brits are first to use those spaces. So in short, for now, what's available on Nusuk, consider that. I would say try and get it into your cart and get your package booked. If afterwards there's availability, then of course we will push on your behalf. We've already spoken to the service providers, and that's why, for example, 203 I think hasn't been loaded, and a few others potentially might be changed. But we don't want to say, yeah, it's going to happen, and then it doesn't. What we're saying is we've raised this several times with all the service providers, and they're actually receptive towards it, but they're also looking at the practical logistics and the costings. If it turns out to be that it's going to be another 2,500, £3,000 more, then maybe that Haji will turn around and say, no, I'll stick with a quad room. So they understand these things as well, and they also have to meet the target requirements and the availability that Nusuk and Ministry of Hajj are asking them to do. So I hope that is kind of clear.
Okay, so we're going to move on now. Thank you so much, Muhtadi.
No problem. So we
Yeah.
have 1 or 2 videos we'll post slowly throughout today and tomorrow of different packages, how to book them, more concise videos, and it should be to the point. And if anybody's stuck after watching those, and then of course they can contact the team and we'll help them, or we can log in and do it for them.
Okay, if you let me share.
Yeah, you can share now.
Okay, so what's the aim now, brothers and sisters? To get used to configuring the package on Nusuk. That's the key thing, and configure a package to the end so that it's in your cart, inshallah ta'ala. And we have shared with you so far the packages that we'll be serving, inshallah ta'ala, these 2 pages. So there's quite a few to get through. Study it carefully, and if you need help, let us know. If you haven't been verified yet, if you're worrying about this because everyone's looking at packages, nobody has booked yet. Okay, so you still have time, and you will have time, I assure you. So please do exercise patience, and I appreciate sometimes you've gone forth. I know some people 7, 8 times, over one picture or one passport. So I really appreciate, it can be frustrating, but inshallah, if you need support, and for us to directly call, we'll be available this week, inshallah, to do so. Those who are already verified, view the packages and that we are supporting and configure it for now, and have a backup package, or at least 2. So within that Sirah or Abdul Latif, inshallah ta'ala, if you see others, then you put that in as well in your mind. Okay. And main thing is to top up your e-wallet with sufficient funds. Very, very important. And be ready for the 9th and 14th. What I can say from my observations is that the prices of the packages are very, very competitive, very good, and very affordable as compared to maybe other packages. And this is something that we have been really, sort of passionate about. We want it to be affordable. We want to be able to guide packages that are much more affordable, inshallah ta'ala. So this is a good thing, alhamdulillah.
Mishkat, I just wanted to come in there just one moment. Just one thing I just came to mind, and I think it's good practice. If all brothers and sisters and the lead person who's going on the account, if they get used to screenshotting what they have, for example, they've topped up their wallet, keep a screenshot, create a folder on your computer, My Nusuk Hajj, screenshot your wallet's been topped up, screenshot the package that you're configuring so you remember you can go back to it quickly, and maybe date it or time it so you know, okay, on this day I put this on there, and then also a screenshot after you've topped up or configured in your cart, so then you know, okay, I've done all the steps, and you can go back to it. Because when you keep going through so many different options, you know that these are the 3 screenshots I've got, and also it's easier if you're stuck with us, you can send us, say, this is what I have, this is my problem, or this is what I need to escalate. We can then do it quicker. Otherwise, it's just a top tip we've seen over the last 3 years. This helps a lot.
Jazakallah. No, that's really important. So sometimes we're not able to see what the issue is. So if you have a screenshot of it, then we can straight away kind of troubleshoot that. On the note of updating your passenger details, if you wish for us to be for us, inshallah, to and for yourself to travel with us being your guides, then ensure at the time of booking we can filter you. To do that, you need to fill in this form and also let us know. And if there's anything else in regards to contacting Afwan, us, some people asked, oh, how do we, on the Telegram, oh, what's your numbers? We did share it previously. A lot of you haven't watched the webinars. I appreciate that. So again, once again, we're sharing our numbers here. You can take a screenshot. I'll leave it for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm moving to the end of this webinar to the questions. I don't know where they are. Oh, may Allah bless you all. Apologies. So, Maher, if you want to open the floor.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I know there's many questions in the chat. What we'll do is we'll give the opportunity for people that put their hand up to ask their questions live. In the meantime, some of the team will be responding to questions in the chat. So please bear with us. We've put plenty of time in over the next hour to answer questions. And also we intend to have more Q&As over the next week as drop-in sessions for people that might have further questions. And of course, you can contact us from the numbers that Sheikh has provided on screen and also directly through Telegram or PM us directly. Mishkat, sorry, I don't have the co-host option. Could you just give me that option so I can let people talk?
Just a second. Yep, go ahead.
Okay, Sister Mahbooba Khan.
Assalamu alaikum. It's my wife's phone.
Okay.
So
That's fine.
yeah, my question was, when brother configure for MAW Mao Deluxe, that's that date started from 28th of May. So I configured that one. When I select flights, it shows that you're gonna go on the following day, 29th. The flight there is some flights will go probably early morning, but most of them going on 29th if I select 28th the date. So
You mean
when I
arriving in 29th?
when I put 29th, when I put 27
Mm-hmm.
as the departure, then it took me on 28th around 9 o'clock or sometime I'll be in Medina.
Okay.
Okay. So your question?
My question is, shall I put 27th? That because my package starting from 28th.
Okay, so good question. So very simply, if you the packages always start, the check-in time in Mecca and Medina in general is always 4 p.m. 4 p.m. onwards. And in Hajj time, that can go up to 8 p.m. Okay. If you're happy and you want to get more time and you want to go there, and if it allows you to book, absolutely you can book this. And then if you're okay to say it takes a couple of hours to get out at Zuhr time, you arrive, whatever, for example, or at Zuhr time over there is, by the way, is 12 something. Yeah. And then you can leave your luggage in the hotel, go to the haram, have lunch, and come back. Go to the haram. If you need to use the loo, you can use the loo, the toilets in the hotel, and then you just liaise with the service provider representative or one of our team members, and inshallah ta'ala, when your room is ready, they will just let you know. Does that sound right? Is that okay?
Yes, brother. And another question that suppose on that package I had to select, like, suppose a car or Haramain train, and I selected train. So because this is not a group
Flight.
package or flight, then what will happen once I am in Medina airport? Will somebody receive me, or will I know?
Yeah, I mean, this is a very good question, brothers and sisters. Many people ask me about this, and what will happen if you book a GDS or a world flight or a non-group flight? Okay. Last year, actually, majority of our packages were like this. And what happens is our team post booking, after you've made a booking, we will send out a form to check that all of your information is correct in terms of how it is from the information that we receive from Nusuk, and we will personally, Hasan Travel will check all of the data against the data that is with Nusuk, and we will ensure that, Alhamdulillah, last year what happened is we had a setup for people to be at the airport. As soon as you arrive, you will receive a message. Even before you travel, you receive a message on your phone, and then you will be added into a WhatsApp group or some kind of a communication channel where you will message that I've arrived in the airport. Then that team member who's in charge will then contact you, and then you will be transported to your accommodation. Now, if you're going to the train, then it will be taken to the train station, and from there you take your train that you have booked. So there will be, the service providers working with us will bring you to your residence, inshallah ta'ala, and then you will be joining with the group.
Yeah, Jazakallah, brother. And another thing on the dashboard, whatever the package I configure, it comes as a probably, and they say that booking details. My question is, because it's showing on dashboard, does it mean that do I have some sort of priority for this package?
Do you have a priority if it's showing on your dashboard? Well, it's
because once I configure, it's automatically come on my dashboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the reality is, I want to just be very clear. I mean, every single person on the day has to go online and go on. If it's configured in your basket already, it is easier for you to just go straight to checkout. So it's just a facility for you to be able to check out and put into just, pay, select a book. That's the key thing. But to say that, yeah, there is an advantage to it, we could say, to get there quicker. If you haven't configured already, then obviously you have to still search it, and you're losing time there. So in that sense, but ultimately, whoever comes first and is able to secure first will take that space. This is the answer. So
do you have any idea that
there is advantage, but you should have it configured. But whether that will, in terms of will that help you secure the package? I mean, does that guarantee? If that's the question, nobody can guarantee at all. Unfortunately, this is the system. But what you do is you're putting yourself in a good position, and then make dua, and on the day just go for it. Book, and inshallah it works out for you.
So if I don't get this my first priority one, then we need to make second priority, third priority.
That's a good question, actually. So that's what we see the application of that. Why we said you need to have a second one option just in case.
Yeah. So do you have any idea how many of Sira group taking and how many Jamil taking from UK?
I don't have that number. What is the number?
In terms of target audience.
Yeah, it's open.
Not like the Hujjaj, how many of them taking by Sira group?
No, so the UK quota is not allocated to any particular company. It's an open quota. It's first come, first serve. This year, generally as a target, I believe they're targeting maybe close to 1,000 per company. So, but having that target doesn't mean they can all reach it. They're different. You may have a target of 10,000, but the quota finishes after 50. You may have a target of 50, but the quota is 1,000. So it's about first come, first serve. And what I wanted to just add to the about the links and your first and second choice is a PDF that we gave you. There's hyperlinks to the direct packages. So on the day, once you're logged in to your account, if you click on the PDF from your computer, it will go straight to that page. So it'll be even faster to open up the package rather than searching. So that's one of the things. So you want to maybe save it on your favorites. So when you're logged in and you do it, it will go straight to that package without having to, search even or go in the drop-down menu or, and that will give you even that few seconds head start to people. And one thing to bear in mind sometimes, and if I recall last year at one of the phases, everything that was in basket was reset by Nusuk just to say, give everyone a fair chance. And that could happen again. So then you need to be sure about how do you quickly get to your page. And the reason I'm just telling you is because if that happens, then, let's be prepared to quickly navigate Nusuk and not go through the 50, 60 pages. How do I filter? Or go with the short link and go straight to the package and get familiar with selecting my room occupancy and booking.
We've got a lot of questions. So
Jazakallah khair. I need to move on to the next
sorry.
question. Jazakallah khair.
if you have any more, like, brother, if you want to speak, then just give us a call as well at the same time.
Inshallah. Brother Kausar, assalamu alaikum.
Oh, walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers, I wanted to find out. So I was looking at Abdul Latif number 500, it was. On the transportation, it says, obviously, you said that there will be a coach service. But let's say if I wanted to go from Jeddah to Medina with the Haramain trains, would I be able to make my own ways? Just because I know it's quicker and it's more convenient for us. That's why.
Yeah.
And if we do that, then when we do get to Medina, can we go directly to the hotel? Can we check in ourselves, or do we have to wait for the whole group to come?
Yeah. So on that note, first answer to the first question, brothers and sisters, once again, we will work together to make it as seamless and easier based on the conditions and the situation of the logistics. Now, obviously, if outside of the Nusuk, if there's opportunity to book the train, we've confirmed that if it is possible, absolutely, we will support that, inshallah, and we will liaise with the service providers, transportation team, and inshallah that will be possible. But that's subject to availability. It depends what time you arrive. Is there a train at that time? All of these things coming.
I think the Wizz Air was arrival at 12 a.m., but I don't know if it is available
No,
at
that's
that
fine.
time.
I'm aware. I mean, that discussion will happen post-booking, isn't it? Because
Okay.
inshallah, yeah, straight away, that's when we're going to come back to you and say, okay, those people that want to book trains, those people that want, for example, some people might double room or something, or triple room, whatever upgrade, if there is a subject availability, this is all based on what is possible. Then we will reach out to you, and we will do what we can to support you in that. Now, if you get to Medina, inshallah, through that train, then what happens? Do you get the key cards? These are very detailed questions. In Hajj, in general, if the room is available and the representative of the team say that the room is available, they'll hand you the key card, no problem. But that depends on the day. And Hajj is one of those things when a whole group of people are checking in and checking out. They're busy checking out people, and if you get there before, you may have to wait a little bit of time. Maybe you'll get it straight away. But that is a very small, it's a good question. You're planning ahead. But again, post-booking, then we can straight away relay that information, say, look, there's somebody arriving earlier, and then they'll do their best, I'm sure. If it's available, they will provide it. No problem.
Jazakallah khair. Moving on.
Jazakallah khair.
Barakallah feek, Sheikh.
Brother Nadeem, assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Nadeem.
Hello, assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me?
Assalamu wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yeah, I just had a few questions, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Jazakallah for the webinar. It's been very helpful. Yeah, my first question was, do we need any sort of e-visa for Hajj, or is that all included in the package?
So shall I answer the first one, or you can ask both at the same time, then I'll answer both together? Well, I'll just answer this one.
Yeah.
So the first question, visas are included. You don't need to pay. Once you've booked your package, whatever's included, the visa is included with it. It's not stated. That's a good question throughout the I think maybe on the details it might be there, but visa is included, and so you don't have to pay anything for the visa. It's a Hajj visa. It's different to a normal e-visa, as in tourism visa or something like that. It has more value in that sense. It has, for example, medical cover, provided by Saudi Arabia for every pilgrim, so these are things to be aware of. So it is included. And on that note, brothers and sisters, one thing to remind everyone, you need to check your details, every member of your family, your names and passport numbers, that it is matching to your passport, okay, when you have been verified, okay, because your e-visa and your ticket will be issued based on that. And last year we spent time trying to rectify those problems, but from now, if you have that sorted, then it will be very good, inshallah ta'ala, post-booking, or even before that, inshallah ta'ala, because if the ticket is issued or something like this on the GDS with the wrong name, then changing that becomes difficult on the live searchable flights. As for the group flights, that's not an issue. So we're talking about the ensuring of your data being matching to your passport. Because remember, why was
we'll need to move on to his second question, inshallah.
Okay.
Brother Nadeem, second question quickly before we move on.
Jazakallah. Yeah, second question was, so I've been looking at the first package from Sira, the premium, Mao Premium, and I think it only has quad occupancy, but we're traveling as a family of 3, and if we book the quad occupancy, can we get a triple occupancy room in the hotel, or is that not possible? Like, or will we be sharing with like another person? How is that going to work out?
Okay, how many of you are there?
So we're traveling.
Sorry, male and female.
We're traveling as 1 male and 2 females.
Okay, by default, if it's quad, then 2 of the female will be in one room with another 2 people, and you will be with another 3 people in another room if there is only quad option. However, this is if you say, for example, you confirm the booking and everything goes through, inshallah. However, if there's an opportunity to change that into a triple room for yourselves, that will be raised with you straight away if that possibility is there. But as of what's showing on the screen, then it's not possible. Just to make that clear.
Okay, Jazakallah. And yeah,
I want to add, Sheikh Mishkat, even if you able to book any package with any supplier, even if you book a triple occupancy, not necessarily the supplier will able to give you a triple room on your own. That will depend on availability, because the package, how it's set up, is sharing basis, means man and women separate. So even if you're 3 people in the family and you booked a triple occupancy, you will end up being with other 2 brother, and your female traveling family member will be ending up with other female members.
But just a note on that point. Obviously, we'll be working with the service providers to try and keep families together.
And
there is a rare scenario.
Last year we have tried to make families together, and we managed to do that for many people. I think almost all people we managed to do that. But that's something just to make it clarify that how Nusuk things work. We will try to accommodate those things, and this is why we're asking for your screenshot and everything, so that from now, actually we're working here in Mecca on filtering the data, because we have a lot of people. We have more than 5,000 people already registered with us. Now we're trying to filter those are really interested with us, and they're going to book our package, and slowly we'll start creating special group for you, so that on the booking time we can give you more assistance, inshallah. And post booking, we'll be communicating with you all and taking those information, and we'll try to accommodate as much as possible, inshallah. As Brother Muhtadi also assured that we're working on the double and triple as well.
Sajith Al-Rafith, Ali Rafith.
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Brother, my question is, when it comes to the public package, obviously we have the option of custom flights. So as I go through the custom flights, obviously I'm living in Manchester. So can I configure saying from the custom flights to say nearest to the could be Qatar, or could be Dubai? Can I configure from there instead of saying from Manchester when it comes to the flights?
Yeah. So your question is, can you configure from a fly from another city outside? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
But you're joining that package if it's okay. I don't know if the system will allow it this year, but it should do so. Muhtadi, if you can confirm with me, this year we have to search that. And have you tried searching now?
I can go to custom flights. I can configure to say, I want to start from the Dubai, or could be from Doha. No, not from the Manchester, or not from the from Heathrow.
And it allows you to do that.
Yes, it's allowed to do that. It's
That's
it's
fine.
showing me the
That's
is
fine.
it showing the price? Yes, it's all everything's done.
No,
Yes.
then it's fine. That's
Then
absolutely
are
fine.
you sure about?
You just have to enter Saudi with the flight that you booked on Nusuk. So if you book from your hub in Qatar, Emirates, wherever it is,
Absolutely
that
fine.
flight, and how you get to that hub is your business. If that makes
So
sense.
it means I can book flight from Doha or from Dubai.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. That's all. Okay.
Okay.
It was just
Jazakallah.
not sure if the system allowed it, but if it does, then no problem.
Okay. Jazakallah khair, brother.
MashaAllah.
Okay.
Barakallah feek.
Jazakallah khair. Sister Sophia, assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. So just regarding verification, so I've been verified, my brother hasn't. Is there any point in topping up yet?
No.
We're still waiting.
Alaikum, Sister
Walaikum
Sophia, how are you?
salam. I'm all right, thanks. How are you?
Subhanallah, I asked you to message me. You didn't message me the issue. May Allah bless you.
No, I just got BRB and that was it.
No, there's a message I sent which said, what is the
Oh
issue?
no, I'm so
It's
sorry.
fine. It's fine. No worries. No worries. So if you reach out to me maybe in the next 2 days,
Okay.
inshallah ta'ala, we will advise best, and perhaps I can call Nusuk for you, see what the issue is. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I just add though on the question she was asking, if there's someone who's not verified yet, then wait till everyone's verified, then top up.
Okay.
Very important.
Yeah.
That's
Don't
fine.
Yeah.
And then just regarding this configuring of packages, so you've obviously shown us how to configure a package, but then you've also said have a couple of backup packages in your brain. Do you also configure them at the same time, or do you only configure one as your top priority, and then you kind of keep in mind the other two that you might be thinking? Is that how it works?
You can save as your preferred package up to 5 on your profile, but configuring cart will only allow you to do one at a time. But have those URLs saved either on Notepad or Word or something, so you can, or saved as a favorite on your browser. So on the day when you're logged in, you click on it, and it goes straight to that package, and you think, okay, right, I'm going to go straight into that now. Option 2, option 3.
That's the hearted liked ones, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're referring to. Okay, that's fine.
Markers. No, not the heart where it says like you do markers preferred. When you go in, you do markers preferred on the top
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
When it opens up the package details.
Fine. Okay, brilliant. Thank you.
Maybe you can show that and demonstrate that if it's possible.
We'll pop a screenshot of that inshallah on the group. Okay.
Okay. Right.
Jazakallah khair. Brother Saud, assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Alaikum salam.
Yes, so I have a couple of questions, but one has just been answered regarding the preferred package, because I tried to add one, in the basket, but it's not letting me. It's just so yeah. So I get a backup package. It's just to click on that star, the heart sign. Yes.
Yeah. So
Okay.
what the brother explained is you'll only be able to configure one package. You
One.
can keep configure one package in your cart. You can keep some the other packages liked as your preferred pack, not just liked, but selected as a preferred package. We'll drop a note in the group of how to do that. But the brother Muqtadi is also advising, and we are advising, that you keep the links of those packages saved somewhere. Maybe favorite them in your browser so that on the day you can just click on them to get to that package as quickly as possible.
Question number 2. One regarding the group option, and so would they let me, like I'm living from Liverpool, how do I configure to leave from Liverpool when I'm going on the group package? So I know that, or I have to leave from London.
Yep. So Muqtadi, on the custom packages, configuring the flight.
Yeah.
Brother is asking the question: can he configure it from Liverpool if it's a custom package, or is he?
If it allows it, any flight that's showing on the Nusuk and it lets you go next and complete, then that's no problem. If it lets you select it and go to the page where you review information and your passport information, you click on I accept the terms and condition, and it goes into your basket, and then it lets you purchase. Khalas, that's fine, no problem. Because you'll have a Nusuk ticket with a reference number and a printout from there. You won't be denied boarding or anything. But
Yeah,
you can't go on Skyscanner and then book a separate ticket and go on that. That's the key difference.
Yeah. Okay. Once the flight just populated from London, but I didn't select London. So There's no option of selecting any other city.
I think what you're saying, brother, just to jump in, is if it's a so custom package, which is a group flight from London, there's no other
Yes.
option from Liverpool. What do you do?
Yeah. Yes.
So you,
That's
so
correct.
you still have to leave from London. Unfortunately, the way in which
Okay.
packages work, group flights, brothers and sisters, just to remind you, the flights are very, very limited for and it's very, very high demand for those premium dates in Hajj. So whatever, people getting options, and I know there are packages from going to Ta'if, going from all, different places in Saudi Arabia, because there's just not enough seats. So whatever there was given, sometimes in numbers of 90, sometimes 45, sometimes 30, in mixture of packages you'll find within a package. So yeah, so the service provider has found the flights from here, from London, and you are expected to fly in, or I would say just come by train from Liverpool to London the night before, and that
Okay.
book the hotel. Is this the best option, safer option, inshallah?
Inshallah.
Tamam.
Then my last question. If my whole package is about 34,000 and it would just be on the
Sorry,
safe
I
side,
didn't hear you. If you could repeat.
if my package is about 34,000, for example, and I put 40,000 in my wallet just in case. So after, how do I get a refund when I finally book my package?
So if you go to your wallet, once it's topped up, you can ask for it to be refunded. There's an option, right, to pay back. There will be in your wallet, there'll be an option to do that. But don't do it now, obviously. I'll post your booking, whatever is a remainder, then you do that, inshallah. But it takes a couple of weeks, maybe even a month. They'll be busy at that time, but you'll get it back, inshallah. And there'll be some charges. Initially, I mentioned there's 2.3%, but looking at it, if you look at the T's and C's on the payment, it can be up to 2.65% of the total amount. So we will advise as well and respond, inshallah, accordingly of what if you from based on the information that's given. So we will send that to you as well on the Telegram group.
Thank you.
Barakallah feek.
Sister Sabina, assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Sabina. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Sabina. If we can't hear you, we're going to move on. Brother Imran. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, Sheikh, and the rest of the brothers at Hasan Travels and on the chat. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. May Allah bless you.
Alhamdulillah. So I've got a quick question. So at the moment, I have 3 potential packages that I'm looking at. So as option 1, option 2, option 3. My option 1's a custom package, which is fine. My option 2, however, is a public package. So I'm just giving a scenario here. 9th of February comes, packages become available. My option 1 is sold out. Am I then able to add option 2, which is a public package? On that, am I able to purchase it on the 9th? Because I'm confused, because you said the public packages come available on the 15th. So I'm a bit confused there.
14th.
Oh, on the 14th.
Yeah.
From what we've been told, it will be phased to reduce the traffic on the servers and the website. However, it may open on the same time, because as we can see, the custom flight model is showing now. So do be prepared. If it does let you do it on the day, then by all means book it. By all means do book it. However, they're saying that it may not let you purchase, or that button may not display on those particular programs until the 14th. So let's be kind of like, a bit fluid on this and be ready for the 9th. And if not, then it'll open for the days after. And to answer a lot of people's question, is there going to be a second, third phase? Now, there is quota on Nusuk. If it's unused by other countries, that will always be available to the open pot, meaning anyone from any on the Nusuk audience can book it. So generally, there's always countries from certain places in Europe and also, in other countries that don't use their quota, and that gets swallowed up usually by UK, US, France, and other countries. What happened last year, even towards the end, once people had given up hope, it was still available, but by then it was too late, and Nusuk started very late in the last 10 days of Ramadan, so people thought it's too close to my time, can't get time off and so on. So we you know, we pray, inshallah, that everybody's able to get their space. And as Brother Muhammad Yusuf told us in the previous webinar, that, you know, there is a strong chance of it happening. At the same time, we don't want people sitting on their sofa and saying, we'll do it on the second phase. You try in phase one, and inshallah, if not, don't lose hope. You continue, and there will be options in the phase two, inshallah.
Okay, so brother, so would you suggest then, because then do I need to swap my option 2 and 3 around, because my option 2 is also is a custom, sorry, my option 3 is a custom package, because
Okay.
what I don't want to do is wait until the 15th for the 14th for the public package, to go for the public package, and then potentially have missed out
on both custom ones. Yeah, understood.
Yeah.
So then you have to make that decision on that time that, okay, do you know what, I'm gonna kind of decide what the risk is at that time based on the availability. If it's letting you get to that book now button, then you have to say Bismillah tawakkal ala Allah and then make a decision. I know it's not easy, but that's why you have to have those thought process and decisions in your mind from now. And it may change. Today you say one thing, a week later you'll be like, no, I'm gonna stick it out and wait. But discuss that with your family, whoever's going with you, and make a decision.
Okay, Jazakallah. And just sorry, just very quickly as well. You know, when I'm trying to configure the public package, so if I'm doing the, obviously it's a family of 6, there's the option of a private transfer for 7 or the train. So if I select the train, I think that's slightly cheaper. But how would that work? Because would we? Yeah, just trying to understand how would that work when we land in Jeddah? Like, how would we then go about and catch?
No, so the train station in Jeddah is more or less at the airport. So you'll go. What it's doing is last year these were as hidden. They were included in the package, and the package was more expensive. This year we're seeing on Nusuk they're trying to trim the package, bring the prices generally lower, make it look more appealing and cheaper. That's why packages are starting from 20-odd thousand riyals. You know, it's not. You know, it's a lot cheaper. Last year was starting from 30-40,000 riyals. So packages are cheaper. So these add-ons, if you do a custom flight, then the service provider doesn't have to pre-purchase the train ticket. It's only as and when you successfully book, then you purchase that train ticket on top. So that's why it's giving the options. Overall, you're paying the same amount as whether it was included or not. But
So
your
you're referring
transport
to custom flight as in live searchable flight,
live searchable
not
flight, yeah.
custom package.
Yeah. Public package with custom GDS flight.
Yeah. Okay, so sorry, brother, and then just very quickly, last question. One of the potential packages that I'm looking at, which at the moment it's option 3 because of the fact it's in Zone C. It's the Voco hotel. It's saying it's 1.6 kilometers away. It's about 24-minute walk from on Google Maps. I know realistically that's probably going to be a bit more. Would you say that's walkable on the day, or will there be private transfers available from the hotel, or sorry, shuttle services available from the hotel?
On that note, yeah, I understood. So I actually answered that question about an hour and a half ago to someone. So I would say in Hajj time, in that road and where Voco is, there's lots and lots of taxis, and you know these kind of minibuses, and they're just taking people down the road. I would say that at the end where Shara Philistine Hotel is, and where you know the bit of Shara Ibrahim Al Khalil where the main road kind of like splits. From there on, sometimes the road's closed, so you'd have to walk from there. So you kind of get a short 2 minutes, not even that, maximum 5 minutes drive. Let's just say, even I don't think if it's, I would say about 3-4 minutes drive. You know, even if there's traffic, 5 minutes. Let's just say it's just down the road, and then once you get there, it's one straight road. And then at Palestine Hotel, where the new where there's a big junction, you have to walk from there, and that's another 10 minutes walk. So 2 minutes drive and then 10 minutes walk, or 24 minutes. Yeah, I would say it's very short, the distance if you go by car, if the roads are open. That's the thing. However, the hotel once, you know, I had a couple of pilgrims who stayed there just recently, and I said, what do you think? Because this is a hotel, and they said the hotel, within the hotel, it's fantastic. Everything's available, clean hotel. Everything's nice. It's just location wise, all you have to do is we go out and we'll come back in the evening. It's just easier. We don't need to keep coming forth for every prayer. We'll go after Dhuhr and come back after Isha. We'll spend time in the Haram all day. So this is
okay.
So, but I mean, again, Hajj time, the answer is it subject to even being near to the Haram, and even wherever you are, the police have full right to close the road even if you're in front of the Haram, right? They just randomly just say stop, the salah, or they're just doing crowd control. Where they see one side of the haram is too many vehicles, they'll shut that whole area down, and then they'll open another side and they'll push the traffic. It's traffic control, and they have a proper strict way of, even if you see Masjid al-Haram, you can't enter Masjid al-Haram without until you come an hour before prayers, even if you're right in front of the haram.
Okay.
Right?
Jazakallah khair.
It's to control the
Okay, Jazakallah.
No, Jazakallah khair. If you have any other questions, do contact us directly. Muqtadi, I think the next few questions, if we just run through them quickly, a lot
Yes.
of
Yes,
straightforward
yeah,
answers.
sorry. Yeah.
So Brother Ayman asked before, similar to the transport issue, I selected Medina return leg, but transfer is coming up as Mecca to Jeddah when they're choosing the selection of transport. Is this an error? So I know we discussed this to kind of cover this question.
Yeah, so at the moment it seems to be just a display area. Your transport's going to be included from your hotel to airport. If you're paying for that additionally, it's just probably just display error. I did see that particular example as well. It's just because probably the way it's been loaded or Nusuk hasn't been configured in the back end properly. But they're going to charge you for the transport and then they'll give you the transport. Either way, the service provider will be responsible because they're buying the package of Nusuk. It's just how they display the charges.
Sister Razina, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm just speaking on behalf of my
No problem.
parents.
Tafadhal.
The question, what the first question was, if they did decide to go for one of the group packages, is it how much extra would you say to top up, or is it perfectly fine to put the exact amount of money on the wallet?
We saw last year to put a little bit extra, maybe 50 to 100 riyals more, which is 10 to 20 pound more, so that it doesn't, if there's any changes or anything, or sometimes it's better to just have about 10 to 15 pound more per person on there. Small amount.
Okay.
Okay.
And the last question is a preempted question. So inshallah, if they do get accepted, my uncle and aunt also have got their own Nusuk application for the same package. And if the two ladies and the two men wanted to share a room, is that logistically possible? Even if it is a quad occupancy room?
Yeah, as Brother Ghazi mentioned, we will post booking, reach out to all pilgrims for information, and as and when subject to availability, we'll try and put as many people together. Last year, as Brother Ghazi
if it is
mentioned,
possible, yeah, we
we'll
usually
do
get
it.
it done. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you.
Brother Shazad Ali, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Salam.
Brother, I think my question is kind of answered, but I just want to double check. When you obviously choose a favorite package, you configure a package, and like I think the other brother said, let's just say the night comes, you don't get that package, then you have to configure another package. You can't save 3 or 4 packages like configured already. You can only configure one package as your favorite.
Yeah, as mentioned already, you can only configure one package into your cart. However, you can have more than one. I think it's up to 5 preferred packages noted on your Nusuk itself. But you will, yes, have to configure. You can only configure one package in your cart. So as mentioned before, save the URLs, the direct URLs that if on the day you can't get your preferred package that's in your cart, you can quickly kind of navigate to your second option, third option, fourth option.
And configure it live and then try and pay for it.
You will have to configure it live if it's not already in your cart.
Okay, brother. Okay, Jazakallah.
Jazakallah khair.
Is that okay? I can see your question on the screen. I don't mind answering. Is that okay?
Fadla, very quickly.
Okay, quickly. Assalamu alaikum. Please explain why staying in Aziziyah hotel shifting is an option if everyone has to stay in Mina camp and Muzdalifah camp. Jazakallahu khairan. So طيب, so this is very important. Mina camps are tents, right? And your space in Mina, regardless of which tents you're in, is your sofa bed, and that's your space to stay in Mina. So each person will get a sofa bed, and that sofa bed is your space. And we will advise post-booking and everything in preparation of going to Mina, what you can only take to Mina, and that's a small rucksack with all of your things for those 4 or 5 days. So if we come from London or from wherever we're coming from, if we arrive in, we don't go straight into Mina, basically. We will need to go to a temporary or at least an accommodation, whether it's our main hotel stay, whether it's in Aziziyah hotel stay, wherever you're staying, you need to have some form of residence whereby you put your main luggage in, check in, and then you go off to perform Umrah and Tawaf and Sa'i, and then you come back and rest before you go into Hajj. So it's not possible to go directly into Hajj. There is a leeway of around 3 days where nobody is allowed to move around until Makkah is settled and the Saudi authorities get ready for transporting nearly 1.6 million people from the Makkah and its vicinities all the way into Mina, and that is a long sort of 2-day job, like a whole night and a whole day is taken to bring everyone into Mina. So it's not possible to bring your main luggage there, and that's why you would need, and God forbid, la samahullah, somebody is unwell, something happened, where would they go from the tents? They need to have some form of backup accommodation, which is why no pilgrim can have no accommodation for the whilst staying in the 5 days. They must book a hotel somewhere, even if it's far from Haram or near from Haram, regardless. So that's the answer to that question.
جزاك الله خير. تفضل نعمان. السلام عليكم.
Walaikum Assalam, everyone. Assalamu
Ahlan
alaikum,
wa
everyone.
salam.
And just a couple of questions in regards to, so if we book, there are some packages where you're going to Azizia first before Hajj. So is there a transport available to take you from Azizia to Haram before Hajj? I know during Hajj it's not possible, yeah, but like before Hajj, when you're staying, for example, if you're landing there on 28th or 29th of May, will there be accommodation available? That's my first question.
Transport.
Yeah, sorry, transportation from Azizia to Haram.
Yeah, I mean, normally, look, there are some providers and some sort of services that we've seen where they try to provide transport. Ultimately, the issue is the traffic issue, number one. Number two, there is a point whereby no coaches are allowed to go, and only private taxis are allowed to go. So there is a point where there's a day when they stop doing that. So until around 4th of Dhul Hijjah, yeah, it's allowed for shuttles or buses to go. After that, it becomes you grab your own taxi and you make your own way to go. So this is the known sort of system across the board. If it was Umrah, different story. But in Hajj, it's difficult. And what tends to happen, the reality is at that point, if you're waiting for transport and things like that, in your second or in your building of residence or hotel, usually what happens, and this has happened last year and the years before, pilgrims will come together. Okay, brother, you're in my room. Let's all go to Haram after Asr, after Zuhr. So you will go together, and they're, so the ladies and the men of the families get together, and they get 2 or 3 taxis or one large vehicle, and they will chip in and go. They pay for the taxi together. And some of us, like our team, will be there just saying, okay, can you just hail a taxi for us? And then we do that. But that way is more practical and realistic speaking. But for actual official sort of line of transport being done, it's just not practical. It's not practically possible due to the logistics of the traffic, and the companies are not allowed to move with coaches and all of these things. So the answer is taxis. Taxi is what you'd need to take, but we'll help you with that.
Okay, thank you. And another one, if I top up like using a couple of cards, and for all bit, if I doesn't get it or something like this, how does the refund process works then? Do they do like on the one card, or we have to provide them the card then? Because I've done some amount with one card, but I'm thinking to use like Monzo now, so I wanted to do the remaining from there. So that's why my question.
Yeah, I mean, in regards to usually what they say, the advice was previously that whichever card payments you make, that particular card payment or the card that you can request for each and every one. You have to do it one by one, and when you do that, it'll go back to that particular card. Do you see? So that will be known as one payment, second payment, third, and then each payment you have to click, okay, I want to select it to refund back to me. And they'll do it in the same way you did differently, rather than there may be an option I've seen where it says add your bank detail. I don't know how practical and how working option that is yet. We need to check that from our end and come back to you. But generally, it will go back to the same card. So if you use a Monzo now, you'll go back to the Monzo the next amount.
Okay. And at any point, if we decide to use, for example, private taxi or a different transport like a manned train travel from Makkah to Medina, then we can coordinate with you. You will be there, and then you can pick it up.
Coordination is something that, you just have to inform us. If we're not informed, we won't be able to help in that
Oh,
situation
okay.
way before.
Okay.
So that's fine. I mean, those things, but maybe we will even say, okay, we want our group to go with, for example, train or something. We'll offer that ourselves. We ideally, we would like everyone to go on the train, but it just, but this is all post booking if it's not included. So this is the thing.
Okay, Jazakallah khair. Thank you.
May Allah bless you.
Brother Talha, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah, mashaykh. Sorry, I won't take too much of your time. I know you guys are on a bit of a clock right now. I just got two quick questions. I'll try to speak quickly. Number one is with I apologize if this is a bit premature, but with regards to the Qurbani, do you brothers recommend us add it with the additional services part of Nusuk, or do we deal with the Qurbani stuff and do we leave that to the tour guides? That's the first question, yeah.
Okay, with regards to Qurbani, brother Talha, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Qurbani, if the option isn't there to be able to book the Qurbani, or if it's not included with the package, what will happen is we will liaise with the permission of the service providers, because they're ultimately the official sort of package seller and organizer of the Hajj for us. We will then see how, in general, what we do is we liaise with, I don't know what you call them, but they're in Arabic we say, these kind of farms or mezra, or even not even farm. We've got
abattoirs.
Yeah, abattoir. So they're specific slaughterhouses dealing with Qurbani, and obviously we personally will check that, and actually this is something that we verify and sort of it's not something, it's quite serious, because obviously it's to do with the Hajj. Unfortunately, there is I'm not sure if you're aware, there are some people who offer these things on the side and always come to us, tour operators, and say we've got Qurbani here and stuff, and they want to offer really very incredible prices, basically, right? And everything becomes a sort of business. So we don't look at it in that way. It's more to do with ada and delivery and ensuring that it's done properly. So yeah, around 170, 190 pounds between that mark, one Qurbani. But again, I can't tell you, this is way later on when it's
of course,
post booking. Then we'll say, okay, this is something that we need to arrange for the group, and we arrange it for you on behalf of you, and then we will inform you that it's done. And even you may be able to go and see it beforehand. But this is all outside of Nusuk. So again, we have to be careful how, what is allowed and what is not allowed. And based off that, we will inform you.
Yeah, amazing. Jazakallah. And the second question.
We'll arrange that in a nutshell, yeah.
Cool. Okay, amazing. Thank you. Yeah. And the second question quickly is, I've joined my application with like two other my friends. Does the relation matter that we selected? Because we selected some random relations.
No, that's fine.
Okay, amazing. Jazakallah khair. Thank you.
Brother Raqi, I think it is. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu
alaikum.
Jazakallah khairan for setting this call. A question I have is with regard to custom flight booking. When we are doing that in GSD, say if there is a time zone difference between our time and Saudi time, the date of birth for flight is showing as +1 day. Is that just a technical glitch, and can it be ignored, or do we have to reach out to Nusuk?
Sorry.
Can you mention again, are you talking about the date of birth showing on your passport? I didn't understand, sorry.
When we are trying to select flights
with
GSD option, custom flights, we have to give traveler details.
Yeah.
And in that, when it shows traveler details, it is adding +1 to date of birth. It is taking the profile date of birth, but adding +1 whenever there is time zone difference.
Muhtadi?
Can I say, sorry, before Muhtadi answers, and I don't know, Brother Ayman, something happened with him was similar to this, if I'm correct. He mentioned on the group, may Allah bless you. I don't know if you're here.
Yeah, it does sometimes show the date of birth,
and then it clears,
plus minus a day, yeah, and then it fixes.
It auto corrects if we try to do after, say, midnight. When Saudi and my time zone is same, it is not showing +1 day. But if there is a time zone different, it is a glitch, I guess, maybe.
Yeah,
Can that
it's something to do with the 3 hours difference between UK and Saudi, something with that. But that the expiry date and that stuff can be updated with the airline post booking, on issue.
Jazakallah khairan.
Okay. Mr. Noshin, assalamu alaikum.
Oh, walaikum assalam, brother. Can you
Oh,
hear me?
brother. So, yes, assalamu alaikum.
Sorry, this profile is
No
no
problem.
voice.
Fadlan.
Just two questions, right? So one is there are a few packages that I'm looking at, the MAW Diamond 5, that
Mhm.
ends up in Medina. But when I look at the group package, the return flight is coming back from Jeddah.
Mhm.
Basically, from Medina will be relocated back to the Jeddah airport, a bus or something. Is that how it works?
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so there will be options depending on what your final is, but generally the options showing on Nusuk will be as a group with coaches. Again, if there is an option to supplement depending on the time, etc., then there might be option for train or private car. But this is post booking. So as a standard on Nusuk, it will show as it will be as coach, and we can discuss supplements after booking.
Okay. Second question is, we are from Manchester, so most of the options we are looking at are going out from London, right? The ones which will be open on the 9th. So I believe the recommendation is to come a day prior and then stay in London, inshallah, if this goes through. Is that
Inshallah. Yeah, we would advise, and again, if you secure your package from London, we'll advise, the best kind of preparing yourself for Hajj, so that you are prepared mentally and physically. So we always advise try to come the day before, maybe stay at relatives or a hotel if possible, and then join. But again, if you want to join from Manchester and you just come early in the morning, or depending on the flight time, that's fine as well.
sounds good? Jazakallah, brother.
Jazakallah khair. Sister brother Sahir.
Yeah, assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Salam.
Jazakallah khair for all your help
No
and
problem.
support for all these Hajj. I have a question. If, for example, on the day we are booking a package and it's not with yourself, we find that other packages have released. I'm guessing we're still waiting for some.
Mhm.
And does that provider reach out to us, or do we have to reach out to them?
Yeah.
Fadal.
Yeah, you'd have to reach out to them, I would assume, because how would they know then otherwise? They would not have that information. This is why we've reiterated, because the system is Nusuk. We don't have access to Nusuk, the data. And then even then, how would they know that you came or you're interested? It's open for everyone, the whole system. So there will be people that we'll be guiding that are not joined to our group as well. So how would I know who's joined or not? So what happens is then we have to provide and say that these are the people that want to be guided by us, and then Nusuk and the team, they look at the ability of the service provider, the guides, and their operations, and what their strength is, and based off that they will provide pilgrims to be guided, and they'll ask them. There will be that conversation, but again, depends on the service provider, brother. Every service provider is different in the way they work, and it depends on the guides themselves. So you to get, you've got service provider and you got the guides. You got two things, and you have to align that together to ensure that your Hajj, inshallah, is seamless, and you have that sort of support system in place. So the answer in a nutshell is I would reach out if I were you.
Okay, Jazakallah khair. Thank you.
No problem. Brother Saeed, assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Saeed. Okay, I'll move on. Oh no, he's there. Assalamu alaikum.
Maybe you need the mic, maybe.
Okay, I'll give you a chance again if you could sort out your mic. In the meantime, Brother Abdullah, assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Abdullah Malik.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum, Jazakallah for everything, sir. I suspect some of my questions will be relevant to everyone, so I will also take you guys up on the offer of calling for more specific, personalized question. This is essentially, firstly, do you recommend travel insurance other than the medical insurance, just in case an unforeseen circumstance with cancellations and things? Maybe you can make a note, brother, just to make it quick for everyone. I know everyone's kind of waiting to kind of finish as well. Number two is, pardon the pun, but if will it be a handicap or an impediment for someone who requests a wheelchair, if they have allocations and capacity for that? Or for me, I'm taking my mother and I will be taking our own wheelchair. Can I just leave that and just rely on just me doing everything as is planned. That's the other one. Linked to that, will the hotels have lifts? Is there an option to request like a ground floor? My mother has basic mobility, so going stairs and things would not be very easy for her. Again, linked to that question, on that basis, I do kind of support her quite a lot. So in terms of sharing room, we don't have an issue, alhamdulillah, but we would like to be together so I can kind of just look after her a bit. And then last off-topic question is, when does top-up close? Jazakallah.
Quite a few questions there. So I think on the first question, I'll answer the parts on the wheelchair. With regards to wheelchair, for your mother's mobility, we would advise that you request a wheelchair through Nusuk anyway, because that will kind of allocate towards, wheelchair facilities for the flight, etc. So that information will get pushed by the service provider to the airlines, etc. We recommend anybody that are traveling with mobility issues that they shouldn't travel on their own if their mobility issues are severe. So if you're going to help her, during the days of Hajj and throughout the whole journey, and that's great. A lot of people do purchase their own wheelchair so that they're not, worrying about, will they get a wheelchair here, will they get a wheelchair when they go to Mina or, in Makkah, etc. So that is an option. But again, we can recommend this to you, what are the best options based on your needs post-Hajj. With regards to lifts, generally lifts are available in all hotels. What we will try to do, and again, this is post-booking and based on availability, we will try and cater to your needs as much as possible. But alhamdulillah, a lot of these hotels, you don't have a worry with regards to lifts, etc. Okay. I can't remember what the last part of the question was.
Oh, it was just
travel insurance, was it?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Muqtadi, do you want to mention the one about travel insurance?
With travel insurance, as tour operators, we always advise to get travel insurance. But if it's a case of, oh, what if you can't go and you paid all this money for Nusuk and then something happened, then you have to look into that privately if you want to get that. Islamically, that's something you discuss with your scholar if you want to do or not. But the pilgrim has medical cover in Saudi Arabia during Hajj, but not for possessions or any delays or if they miss their flight and then they miss their Hajj. So something you have to consider and look into. So officially as a UK tour operator, we advise you to look into it. But most of the people, they don't need it.
Jazakallah. And when does top-up close, please? I'll find.
Top-up close, very good question. I'm actually trying to find out that exact information, but because of the delays in verification, we haven't been given a time. But we're hoping everybody, it's going to stay open before, even when bookings are happening. But last year they did close it after like a week into bookings, so we don't want that to happen this year. We want it to stay open throughout, but we haven't been told.
Shukran.
Brother Saeed, Assalamu alaikum. You are unmuted. Assalamu alaikum. Saeed Islam. Okay, we'll move on to the next one. Sister Helena Begum. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. Two questions, if I may. One is about the Azizia packages. If we're flying into Mecca and staying at an Azizia hotel first, would transport be provided to, because I'm assuming we would go and check into the accommodation and then go on to perform Umrah. So would we then be provided transportation to do that?
Yes, that's the prerogative of the service provider, and they will arrange that with us. We'll
Okay.
engage them with us, and we'll ensure that that happens. Yeah.
And transport back to the accommodation after it's completed?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And the second question being...
It's just just to bear in mind, so obviously reality is obviously these things, the going to Makkah. I want to just answer, if you don't mind me, sorry.
Of course.
Somebody asked a question on the group as well about this, similar to this, and if we are going, similar to your question, what happens is a lot of the Hajj will be the transition between places and the travel and then leaving the country still requires ample time for anyone to it requires ample time. What I mean is you have to leave enough time and have in mind that everything takes a bit longer. It's not your Umrah, it's in Hajj. Everything takes a bit longer. So when you arrive, you checked in, we're going to give it a couple of hours. It's not straight away. You'll rest and stuff, and then you'll be given a time where you go to Masjid al-Haram together, okay, and then you perform the Umrah and then reboard back. That whole thing, sort of procedure from travel from London is probably, quite exhausting, and it's something normal in Hajj. Like, I'm just trying to, I think managing expectation, talking about expectations is post booking, but I just wanted to reiterate because some people are planning to the T, to the, like they said to me, 16th of, I'll give you an example, sister. 16th of June, we're flying out from Jeddah. So the hotel is until Medina. So then from Medina, we have to check out, I'm assuming, on the 15th night. It could, or early morning. So these kind of things, yes, in fact, it might be like 6 hours before. If it's a coach journey, it might be like 12 hours before. Whatever the Ministry of Hajj will give, because they have to ensure that nobody misses a flight, nobody misses any journey. So they will add on some hours and say, you need to get your pilgrims out now. They will be pressurizing us. They don't want any delays. And so that you have to bear in mind in your package, if you're looking for some people came to me and said, well, I want a 10-day package. I said, brother, I don't really advise it. 14 days, minimum 12 to 14 days. Anything less than that would be too much travel for Hajj. 3 days goes on travel in your Hajj. It's gone on travel.
Will we be provided with an itinerary throughout
Yes,
the
of course.
process? Okay.
Yeah.
So the second question I have is regarding traveling back and forth. So obviously we go to Mina and we have our Azizia accommodation. Will there be what is the distance? Because I'm thinking, there be opportunity to go back and use the bathrooms there, to shower there, rather than using the ones in the camps?
No, sorry, I'm a seasoned Hajj organizer. I'm gonna say to you, don't say what you just said from your, mashallah, may Allah bless you, to use the bathrooms in the hotel instead of the camps. No, 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 no. No Hajji, and I'm speaking from 23 years of Hajj. The least amount of walking you do in Hajj is the best. If you're in the tents, you don't go, regardless. Look, I'm really sorry to say, I mean, the reality is those who are doing Azizia package or those who are doing packages, they kind of say like, okay, you can go, it's good, you can go there and shower or use the loos. But ultimately, if you're in the tent and it takes you 50 minutes to walk to your in the blazing heat, right? And to go to the hotel or wherever in Azizia, and there's traffic, and God forbid you get lost or something happened, let's just say, and then you use the loo and freshen up, and then it takes another hour and a bit to come back. It doesn't make sense because the amount of the 2 hours there, instead you could have been sleeping in your tent and resting for your next ritual, if that makes sense. So absolutely you have access, but me as a Hajj organizer, I'm saying it openly in front of all my team here. I don't advise it. Any person, even my colleagues and friends who've come with us, they said, no, I'm going, but Sheikh, don't worry, I'm going to manage. And I recall all the Hajjis are, mashallah, comfortable in the tent. Because now, look, the loo, the toilets are much better in Mina, regardless of your zone C, B, A, whichever, like in Majal al-Kabsh or in Mu'aisim, they've kind of like standardized it now. It's quite decent. It's not as bad as it was before. There was a really bad smell and it was really difficult even for myself. But we managed those days. But last 2 years since Nusuk, I would say that the toilets have been improved a lot, and the showers, and it doesn't have that really bad smell that used to be difficult to sort of even go in. And sorry, I'm saying this on a public forum, but it's something that, yes, I appreciate. And they clean it regularly. So if you're in the tents, and you just go to the and shower there, and then you come straight back to your tent and you're in the AC. Remember, you've got good AC in your tents. The least amount of time in the sun is the most best advice I can give you. Walking in the sun is not advisable at all, only unless necessary. So this is advice across the board for everyone from myself. This is personal advice. I don't know if you mind if I said that. So
No, of course not.
if you wanted to go, the option is there, but trust the experience. You'll see that. Look, going there, spending time. If your hotel, it depends your hotel package. If the Azizia is right next to Jamarat, then okay, fine, right. But if it's a little bit into Azizia where you have to walk the other way a little bit, we have to assess at the time, and you will have to reach out to myself and the team. All of the team are here, and there's many of the team members who are not actually, you can reach out to whoever's your group leader on the group and say, look, can we go today? Do you think it's suitable today? And ask, and absolutely, then you can. If we say it's good, it's okay to go, follow our advice. But I can't tell you from now. It's not something that we can tell you right now, but it will be available, accessible, if that's the question.
Yes, thank you. I
Sorry,
appreciate that.
I
Thank
kind of
you.
elongated the question, but I think for everyone, it answers a lot of people's questions, so it's important. May Allah bless you. Any other
Thank you.
questions?
No, that's it. Thank you. Jazakallah khair.
We're slightly over time. This is one more hand up. This is Sabine. I'll try one more time. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum. I've got just a very quick question. If you've put into your package the first option, which is the custom one with the flight, and obviously you've topped up with the amount that it said because that's not fluctuating with the flight price. If, for example, you don't go through with that and it's not successful, are you able then to top up your wallet if your next option is more expensive?
So this was one of the questions. So last year, towards after in what was the second phase, it wasn't letting you top up. In the first phase, it was. So there's a cutoff point at some point, and one of the brothers did ask a very good question. We're trying to find out the information how it will be this year, because I think Nusuk probably thought there's too many people, and they just kind of put a cutoff point and said no more topping up. So how do we address it? Do we put too much extra and then have a penalty of 2-point-something% when we're withdrawing the money, or do we just put it and be safe that whatever happens, I'm going to give myself the best chance to book the package? That is something we'll communicate you hopefully maybe Monday onwards. We're waiting, but
Inshallah, yeah,
it's good practice to have extra, but we don't want to penalize you by having more. So we don't know the full answer, to be honest, and nobody has that exact information, but they do have a cutoff point, as we saw last year. Yeah, before that in 2023 there wasn't. It was open all the way, but the visa's finished. So I can't give you a yes or no.
Okay, inshallah we'll find the answer
They'll
because
make it easy.
packages are quite big in difference.
Unfortunately, yes.
Also, just quickly, the second one, where you have on your chat the link to the list of all your packages you're covering, it's not currently working. When you click on it, it's saying not available. How do we updated one? Like you said, today's one is updated.
So straight after the webinar, we'll ensure that it's working and updated, and we'll repost the link in the chat.
And do you have that accessible on your website as well, so we can?
Yeah, it will be accessible on the website, inshallah.
Okay, inshallah. Jazakallah.
We'll get that updated within the next 5 minutes, inshallah. Okay.
Jazakallah.
Assalamu alaikum. Okay. I know there are a number of questions in the chat. A number of them have been answered as we've been talking, but as mentioned, we will be holding another webinar on Monday. We'll post a link in the next couple of hours for Q&A, and it will be specifically a Q&A. So please do come with your questions. And as usual, you can also ask your questions in the Telegram group, or PM us directly, or contact us at the office, or on any one of the numbers, including the Hajj hotline. So I think
ask, is it possible for some of these questions that have been answered to be shared or collated? Because obviously, I know
inshallah, we'll speak to the team and see how we can.
To the tech team, because there are repetitive questions. And I want everyone to have access to these questions or answers if that's possible. That would be great. Also, I would say if you've asked a question, somebody said, I've asked, my mic is not working.
I replied directly to Brother Saeed, but if he still has a question, please do contact us or PM any one of us.
Can I just say quickly, normally, unfortunately today, we do answer a lot of questions during the chat, during the presentation. So a lot of questions might have been unanswered. So apologies to everyone if they weren't. We were trying to clear them. The team as well in the background were doing it, but a lot of them, I think they waited for myself, but I was on another task, so I couldn't get to all of the questions. But the general gist, I'm just noting down to then hopefully post any updates that is really, really relevant. Otherwise, on Monday, anyone who wasn't answered, do repeat on Monday. We'll definitely go through it.
That sound good, inshallah?
Good. I think we'll end there.
Copy. Jazakumullah khairan once again. Just a reminder for today, barakallah fikum. Alhamdulillah, the wait is over. We've been waiting for a while for the packages. And there are some more packages coming online, and we will inform you. But for now, configure and get used to the website. And inshallah ta'ala, we're here to sort of support you in guide you, and we are answering your questions to the best of our ability. If we have missed you in any way, please accept our apologies and do continue to reach out to us. There are some people still looking to get verified. I will help you personally, and our team, Muhtadi and myself, will look into that for you and call Nusuk for you as well. So just reach out to us starting Monday or even tomorrow, inshallah ta'ala, we'll see. We are busy in the background working, so once again, sincere apology if we're not able to reply. The main thing is for you to make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah opens the doors for you to go to Hajj and to secure your booking. And if you see something that is there, that is a possibility that you look, this is 1, 2, and 3. Khalas, just put that through, configure that, and be ready, inshallah ta'ala, and ensure that you top up enough. Don't leave less than the amount. That's very important. Otherwise, on the day, God forbid that just for a small amount, we've seen people miss out, and it's too late. Maybe, as brother asked the question, you can't top up anymore. So do ensure that you do so. And yeah, we'll see you on Monday evening, inshallah, for a Q&A only. So it'll just be a Q&A, and all the questions and answers we will do, inshallah ta'ala. فجزاكم khairan. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Thank you, everyone.